that's my plan, to try to help, not just, well, you know, we're service, we provide a service, and, we try to be as helpful as we can. And that's what I try to instill in everybody. It's people who are gonna come in angry start tomorrow, and they come in angry a lot now, but, you know, I try to tell the staff not to take it personal, you know, and we're gonna be there from 8 to 5, no matter what's in front of us, you know, so that's the way we approach every day.
Let's wrap down and close with this. I want to kind of head back to your faith again as we close, and it's this. You talked about when you received the Lord and maybe rededicate your life and how that's happened. What passage of Scripture or Bible story or anything is maybe, I'd say your favorite, or maybe you draw strength from? Is there a part of the Bible or some stories or verses that...
I go to a Bible study class every Thursday. I don't go every Thursday, but I try to go every Thursday. Joe Harris and a bunch of guys, and I grow strength from that group. It's about usually 14, 15 guys. We actually have a day where we kind of teach the class. Joe's been doing that lately, because I like to just sit over there and listen and absorb, and
Right.
so, but I had to do my testimony not long ago, and then, you know, we had a field trip to the office where we went and blessed every booth, and we anointed every place, prayed for every person in there, and prayed in my office as a group, and just to keep, you know, I'm giving that office to the Lord. He gave it to me, and I'm going to serve Him as best I can through that office, and that's where He has me at right now. Things may change, you know, got to be ready to accept whatever He hands me. And that's just, in a certain scripture, I just like the Gospels. I'm reading in Mark now, and and today, in Bible study, it's ironic sometimes how God shows off, but we were talking about Mark 5 today, when, you know, we went across the guy that dwelled in the tombs and the mountains, and that, I get back to the office, and that's exactly where I'm at in Mark, you know, so I read all that, and it's kind of funny how he shows off.
Now, having said that, you know, Joe Harris Jr., some of these guys that are solid Christians, he's not elected, so to speak, but he's over the chamber, and I know there's other very solid Christian politicians that are elected office, but there's some that are not. How does that, I mean, you have to deal with everybody when you're, you know,
Other politicians.
politicians that are, I mean, when you're out there, I mean, you have to deal with everybody, Christian, unchristian, and how they are. How does that go about? And
that's just where you, you know, you get a little opportunity. You get an opportunity to maybe help them along, but the main thing was to be professional with them, and professionalism. Sure, that's just the way you gotta be professional, and just like today, I mean, I think many of us politicians run
probably not as many locally as there is.
Yeah,
Locally, they're all.
Yeah, they're good. We got a good votes right now. But yeah, just be professional is the best way. Yeah, they're outside my comfort zone, out of my box. A lot of people that I talk to are, but a lot of non-Christians come into the tax office too. I trust them. They have a vernacular for pretty good, unique vernacular. Also,
I'm sure that they do. I want to say this, and we'll close here. Joe Jr., obviously you've gotten to know him, and he does a fantastic job of what he does. And I want to get him on tape saying this. He was telling me a story not too long ago about Zell Miller. You know, Zell followed his father as the governor, and I know his mother had told me that, you know, they had taken alcohol out of the governor's mansion when they were living there.
that's true.
And as soon as Zell took over, he put alcohol back in, and they were pretty upset about that. And what a lot of people don't know is, even though he was lieutenant governor for Joe Harris, they were not a great relationship. You know, you never knew that privately, but and then of course he became you know, senator and you know, that type of thing. However, this is a story that he told me that I didn't know. He said, you know, you saw Zell Miller as a very liberal Democrat, and then later in life, he was a very conservative Democrat. And he said, what people don't realize is that wasn't a political change for Zell Miller. Zell Miller got saved. And he said, Zell Miller, what most people don't know, picked up the phone and called every pro-life group, Right to Life, any and everybody that he ever dealt with over the years, that he voted for abortions. He called them up and apologized to them. Told them he was sorry.
Wow.
And he said, I was wrong, I voted wrong all those years, and I want to tell you I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And called Joe Harris, called his father, and told him that he was sorry for how he acted and treated him. He said, Zell Miller got saved and changed his whole life in politics, and just absolutely called everybody and apologized, told him sorry for how he acted all those years.
That takes a big man.
Oh, it takes a huge man. I mean,
But you know, it's funny, Joe told too, he's a reformed lawyer, a reformed Methodist, you know, what else is he reformed? I forgot, it's hilarious to hear him tell, reformed, lawyer, reformed Methodist. Well, yeah, but I forgot the other thing anyway, funny, what do you tell you?
Well, Steve, I just want to say, in our conversations, one of the things I appreciate about our town is we do have some great elected officials. One of the reasons I want to be the first one, and Dr. Davis Nelson will be here with me next month doing the same thing. One of the things that I want to say to you is that I was very aware during the campaign season, this is why I want to take this one quick thing out there. Steve Stewart was never shy about his faith. Running for office or otherwise, was never shy, and your faith in the Lord was not going to change whether you got elected or didn't get elected. And I guess as a solid Christian, I want to say that I'm glad that you're representing us in office, because I think, and this is what I say, politicians can't know everything, but what we hope that they do is that if they ever have an issue where they need some guidance, they know how to seek out either their pastor, a man of God, somebody face, say, brother, can you pray for me? I've got some big decisions to make, and here's what's going on, and I want to know what the mind of God is concerning my government and what we do. I personally think that that's how that should work. Too often, our elected officials make up their own kingdom, so to speak, and they decide things.
Well, they
that are
rely
not-
on their own wisdom, and that's dangerous. I'm not that way, and I'm not.
Well, just like you're saying, there's too much, there's way more to it than most people realize.
Sure.
And there's a lot of, not only people who work for you, who I think some are here tonight, and the people who come in, they're taxpayers. Saved or unsaved, they're taxpayers, they pay the bills, they pay your salaries and everybody else's
Yeah.
salaries, and they certainly deserve to be treated with respect.
We feed everybody out of the same spoon, and, like I say, I've only been in there less than 2 months, almost 2 months now, and I've already had some opportunities to talk to people, and I'm a real good listener, and, I think that really helps me out in that office, because everybody's got a story to tell why they're delinquent on their taxes, and well, some of them will just tell you a flat,
Oh, sure.
flat one, but, you know.
I collected for years, I understand the story.
Yeah, but, it's been an experience, but, yeah, I thank you for having me on the show.
Well, you're certainly welcome, Steve. We appreciate you coming on. We will have you back sometime for something else we do, and we just appreciate what you're doing for our county. Thanks very much.
Why do it like